Who was your first sponsor then?
Well, define sponsor, like...
Yeah, good point.
I'd like to have said, I was sponsored when I was racing, but nah, like... I got
now
like
is
a
a
free
different
neck
deal.
brace and stuff.
Yeah.
But my
And you
first...
plugged it hard.
Oh, yeah. Like, big time athlete. But, like, my first, like, I guess, paid sponsor was probably... Yeah, it would have been Marin Bikes, like, when I stopped racing and started just doing freeride and doing...
Really? So all through racing and stuff, you're pretty much funding it?
Oh, yeah, like 100%.
Wow.
And I was never really a great racer, you know? It wasn't like I should have had a big wage to race or anything. I wasn't getting some mad results. I just loved riding with people on practice days. I always felt like I was a good rider, but I could never put it together in a race run. I just got so nervous and just fucked it up so hard every time. Either went way too slow or just ate shit. So
You
not
did
really
years
worth
travelling
sponsoring.
around doing it though, right?
Yeah. It was just like such a good scene of like, I guess, van life people traveling around and like camping up and like hanging out and then riding. The actual race I always hated, but like everything else, the practice days, the riding, the social aspect of it, I loved it.
Yeah, I've always thought that from the outside, it looks amazing. Like being like a junior and just travelling around. I never did it at that age. Like,
No.
it seems mad, especially from New Zealand to here, just being on the road. That's like a lot to learn and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, like
You're a long way away.
Yeah. But it's when you're like 17, 18, 19, it's like you feel it's insane. You're like, oh my God, I'm in the like on the other side of the world. My parents aren't here. I'm with like you're with other people your age. None of you have any idea what you're doing. You're all just like mashing about, figuring stuff out.
Yeah.
It's such a sick like learning experience for just general life, I think.
100%.
Yeah, definitely. You're chucked in at the
sick.
deep end, I guess. Yeah.
There's a lot of like trial and errors and things going on. It's sick. So yeah, that was good times for sure.
Yeah.
At what point did you go then? Because actually, if you think of someone changing from being a World Cup racer to a free rider, I mean, probably for us, all of us, probably it doesn't seem like a big difference. It's all part of the same thing. But now, if you think about it, it's actually like a career move.
Yeah.
Like when did you first start going that way? Free ride, whatever it even means.
Yeah. I know, like you said, like career move. It was like, well, racing was never a career for me. It was just something I was like, I love to do, and I was just like, I'm gonna keep doing this because it's super fun. But I was like working a lot to try and fund it, basically. And then after a while, it became I was riding with becoming like more and more serious about racing, and that social aspect was like changing a lot. And obviously with the UCI rules, that made things change a lot as well. You know, when they like cut the list of qualifiers down and stuff.
Yeah.
So it became like not as fun as it used to. So I just, and yeah, like I said, I was like putting all my money into it and not really having the best time anymore. So I sort of just stopped doing it. And I just started riding with my mates at home when I lived in South Wales and in Bristol. Like when I first moved to the UK, I was just riding seshing, which I'd never really done before. I'd always ridden before I was always riding to like try and get good race results.
Yeah.
So I kind of started riding and exploring different kinds of riding, which I'd never really delved into before.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is insane. Like I wasn't trying to be a free rider or anything. I was just like sort of finding new fun ways to ride.
Jumping more.
Yeah, jumping more, trying little trying to like take my limbs off and stuff. I was like, this is sick. And then it was so fun, like progressing that, you know, like take your hand off like this, and then you're like, ooh, and then you're there like that's like I was buzzing so hard, like progressing doing that stuff. So I just kept doing it, and I like was posting clips of it on the gram, and then it just kind of segued into more of a free ride thing, and companies started getting stoked about it.
Was there anyone doing it at that point that you could think like?
I mean, like free for women.
Yeah.
Free, like Casey Brown was doing some mad free ride stuff already. She was like in like some big films with some of the boys shredding, which was like so inspirational to me. Hitting some big stuff, but I don't know, like if anyone was really doing much trickery.
No. There was like Joey, but she wasn't like, doing stuff like publicly, was she? She didn't have, I guess it's also the rise of social media as well, in a way, isn't it? It's like,
I mean, Joey's she's an amazing rider and such a cool person, and she's like the OG really. Like she's always been riding jumps way before anyone else.
Mm.
So yeah, I've always looked up to her massively. But yeah, just the people I was riding with, I was just kind of copying what they were doing.
Yeah.
Like learning from them and trying to keep up with some of the stuff they were doing and like really enjoying it. So it just kind of turned into free ridey sort of thing, I guess.
Yeah. Was there like a conscious decision though to go like, right, I'm not going to a race anymore? Because there'll have been like one Sunday where you're probably like, all right, I should be at whatever, Val de Sol.
Yeah.
But instead I just want to hang out.
Yeah.
And
There wasn't a conscious decision to be a free rider, but there was a conscious decision to like not be at a race anymore.
yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
oh, I'm done with it. Like it's sort of just fizzled out for me. So I was like, I'm just going to ride for fun.
It's funny what you said about like them changing the rules and how that affected. You know, you could be, I mean, it literally doesn't matter, but you think about the small changes you make in like rulings or in like boring things that end up affecting people, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So like you change the number of people that qualify, for instance, and then there's like just a lack of motivation, and like you're already working your hardest just to get there.
Yeah.
And then someone takes away even the chance that you might make the
that's
semis
it.
or whatever. It sucks, doesn't it? It's like that butterfly effect of like these small...
There's probably no better time to talk about all that stuff than right now with all the changes gone through, especially with EDR and like everyone pulling out of that now. And it's like...
all the race scenes, there seems to be a lot of changes going on like really quickly. Like every year there's like some new big ones, right? Like,
yeah.
So
obviously last year was massive.
Yeah. And the riders getting like, I don't know if they're getting messed about a lot or like things are changing for them like really quickly and they're having to adapt like
for sure.
It's crazy.
For sure. Like
it's already
again,
such
like
a high intensity like thing and they're like having to switch things up again like so quick. It's gnarly.
Yeah. Go back to being like a young Vero out there trying to make it into finals, and now you'd be really hard pushed probably.
Yeah. That's kind of like when
there's like the chance is just taken away from you, like you said, by these rule changes and these like ugh.
Yeah.
It's horrible, really, isn't it?
Was that the biggest change in your like riding? Like what you think of as riding? Because I always think that with races, like often you go through, it's almost like they're just trying to get quicker, and then there's a point where it switches to being fun, or people just don't do it. A lot of races stop and they're just like they don't want to do it anymore. The motivation is gone.
Yeah.
Has like motivation changed now? Would you say?
Oh yeah, like 100%. Like my motivation's like completely different. Like now it's like I don't know. I've like found the area that I love so much, and like it's.
If you want to see more, just click here. Is it?
Yeah, it's up there. Should be up there.
About there.
Yeah, about there.
And then there's other ones here.
Other ones there that you might like.
We're all looking after each other, and that's Christmassy, and that's the Ride Companion.